1070 graphics, and a 144Hz screen with G-Sync. So let's check it out and find out how well it performs. Specs of this unit. There's an Intel i7-8750H CPU which has 6 cores and can turn on to 4.1 GHz in single-core workloads. In my unit, there's 32 DDR4 memory running at 2666 MHz in dual channel, maximum the 2 slots support. But most of them sell with 16 GB in either or single storage is a 512 GB NVMe M.2 SSD and a 1TB 5400 RPM hard drive installed. For the graphics, there's an NVIDIA 1070. Powers a 15.6-inch 1080p 144Hz AHVA panel, and we'll see how this performs soon in the benchmarks. For the network connectivity, there's support for 802.11 AC Wi-Fi. No Ethernet port here on quality. The dimensions of the laptop are 38.4 centimeters in width, 26.2 centimeters in depth, and 1.75 to 1.99 centimeters in height. And if you've got the laptop open or closed, when you open the lid of the laptop, the bottom rises up to allow air inside, and we'll see how well this keeps the components cool later. The weight is listed at 2.45 kilos on the ASUS website, and I found mine to weigh a little more than this. With a 230-watt power brick and cable for charging, the total weight increases to 3.3 kilos, so it's quite portable considering the specs. As mentioned, the screen is a 15.6-inch 144Hz 1080p AHVA panel, and it has G-Sync available, which you can optionally disable, along with a 3-millisecond response time. I found the viewing angles to be really good. Images are still perfectly clear even on top angles. These AHVA panels are typically marketed as IPS level, and I can see why. If you told me this was IPS, I'd believe you. The screen gets bright enough at 100% light at 320 nits. I've also measured the current color gamut using the Spider 5 Pro, and my results return 98% of sRGB, 68% NTSC, and 74% of Adobe RGB. So it's pretty good for a gaming laptop. I'd happily use it for content creation too. I've performed my usual backlight bleed test on the display, which involves having the laptop show a black screen in a dark room to help emphasize any bleeding, and then take a long exposure photo to display the bleed. So this is a worst case scenario test. There's some minor imperfections the camera was able to pick up toward the bottom and top right corner. However, to my eyes, I wasn't able to see anything. Even in a dark room, it looked good to me. But this will of course vary between laptops. While moving the display, there was some flex, although it wasn't too bad given the metal construction. The hinges are out on the ends, but they're a little small. It can also be done easily with one finger, demonstrating a fairly even weight distribution. Above the display in the center is a 720p camera. The camera isn't great, still quite blurry and grainy with decent lighting. The microphone sounds alright, but it does seem to pick up a bit of its own fan noise. The keyboard has RGB backlighting, which can be controlled with the included ASUS Aura software in 4 different modes. No individual key backlighting here, and there are 7 different effects available. The sides of the WASD keys are clear, so you can see them easier with the light shade. Overall, the keyboard was pretty good to type with. There's some good spacing between the keys, with a 1.7mm travel distance, and the only issue I had was with the small arrow keys. The key presses felt a little thick. Here's how they sound to try and give you an idea. There was some keyboard flex while pushing down fairly hard, but overall it felt quite solid. There's some air vents just above the keyboard, as well as some extra keys, including the ROG button, which is a shortcut to the ROG Gaming Center, and this lets you control various parts of the laptop, such as fan speed. The touchpad uses precision drivers and is really nice to use. It feels extremely smooth to the touch, and the only issue I had was that it seemed to be a bit small. It has to be smaller below the keyboard. I still prefer this compared to the awkward side positioning they had with the original Zephyrus GX501. Moving on to the I/O power input, HDMI 2.0 port, 3 USB 3.1 Gen 2 Type A ports, the last one of which is powered, and 3.5mm audio jack. On the right, we've got a 4th USB 3.1 Gen 2 Type A port, a USB 3.1 Gen 2 Type C port with 4 lanes of Thunderbolt 3 support, and pins. On the back, there are a couple of air exhaust fans towards the corners and some subtle Zephyrus branding in the center. While there's nothing at all on the front except some ASUS branding toward the left corner. Up on the lid, there's the ASUS ROG logo on the side, and it lights up red while the laptop is powered on. Fingerprints show up easily on the brushed finish, and we're a little tempted to once dirt seeps into the grooves. They weren't obvious on the matte interior though, and were easy to wipe away there. Underneath, there's some rubber feet which do a decent job preventing the laptop from sliding around while in use. Otherwise, there's no real need for exhaust. The two 3.5 watt speakers are found towards the front corners. They sound pretty good. There's actually some bass, but they don't sound too clear at higher volumes. Oh, when you turn the laptop on, it makes this loud noise. I wasn't able to find a way to turn it off, but hopefully you can. I wouldn't want to turn that on in a quiet room. The laptop can be opened up easily with the Phillips head screwdriver. First, the rear panel comes off. This is what gets bent and pushed up from the 2 feet in the back corners when you open it. Ensuring both fans are able to get plenty of air in. After removing the main panel, we're presented with easy access to the single 2.5-inch drive bay, single M.2 slot, camera slots, and Wi-Fi card. Powering the laptop is a 55 watt-hour battery, and it's important to note that G-Sync can be enabled or disabled through software. With G-Sync on, you'll be forced to use the Intel graphics all the time, no swapping over to the Intel integrated graphics. Most G-Sync laptops don't give you the option to turn it off though, so although you do have to reboot, you'll want to save G-Sync. I still think it's a good option to have. While just watching YouTube, we can see that we're getting around 30 minutes of extra time with G-Sync off. But while gaming, the results are very close together, as it shouldn't really make any difference there, given the NVIDIA graphics will be in use in either scenario, and we're using NVIDIA battery packs to cap us to 30 FPS. Overall, the battery life wasn't that great for non-gaming, even with G-Sync disabled, getting around half the length of other similarly sized laptops, like the GS65 or Aero 15X, which have much larger batteries. Thermal testing was completed with an ambient room temperature of 18 degrees Celsius. It's getting cold here as winter has just started, so expect warmer temperatures